So, the first ever Saturday fight night for AEW was Battle of the Belts, and it kicked off with an interim TNT title match with Dustin Rhodes stepping in to replace his brother, the TNT champion Cody Rhodes, and face off against the former champion Sammy Guevara to crown an interim TNT champion. And towards the end, Dustin was looking for the Tiger Driver 98, but Sammy got out of it with a thrust kick, and then after a few roll-ups, Sammy caught Dustin and pinned him to become the interim champion. And then after the match, Daniel Garcia came in and attacked Sammy, and they began brawling and eventually had to be separated. And then Tony Schiavone interviewed Sammy Guevara backstage after that whole ordeal, and Sammy challenged Daniel Garcia to a match on next week's Dynamite and put his interim TNT title on the line, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, because the whole point of an interim title match is that eventually you'll face the original champion to crown an undisputed champion. So I think the thing that makes the most sense to do would be to have the unification match first to see if you can actually become the one and only champion, and then from there go on and defend the championship, because the one you're defending right now isn't even the full championship. It's just a part of the championship. You're not even the undisputed champion yet, and already you're going around defending your interim championship. But what the hell do I know? And then we had an FTW World title match between the champion Ricky Starks and Matt Sydal. And in the end, Starks speared Sydal and hit Sydal with his signature Rochambeau and retained the title. And then Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks continued to assault Sydal after the match. And then Lee Moriarty came down to try to help, but Hobbs took him out. And then Dante came down to even the odds and forced Hobbs and Starks to back off. And then we had our main event, which was an AEW Women's World title match between the champion Britt Baker and RIHO. And I feel like now it's a good time to start talking about Britt Baker's title reign, because at the beginning I was really excited just because I thought that Britt Baker was one of the better women's wrestlers out there. But I know I'm not alone when I say that Britt Baker's title reign has been kind of underwhelming. Like, I don't know if it's just the fact that she constantly needs help to keep winning her matches, which kind of delegitimizes her standing as a formidable champion, or if it's the fact that if she's not doing that, she's just doing celebration segments with Tony Schiavone. Like, I really don't think AEW is doing a good job building their women, other than like maybe Jade Cargill. But the fact that your world champion looks so weak all the time because she seemingly can't win a match without help from her entourage just makes for a really poor reflection on the women's division in general. And sure enough, that's what happened again, because Jamie Hayter and Rebel once again interfered, which led to Baker curb stomping RIHO and then applying the lockjaw submission, which forced RIHO to tap out. So once again, Britt retained her title, but she didn't look good doing it because she couldn't do it on her own, which makes the world champion of the women's division just look really weak. I feel like almost all of Britt's matches just play out in the exact same way nowadays. It's just Britt and her opponent go back and forth, and then Jamie Hayter and Rebel interfere, and then Britt eventually gets the upper hand and beats her opponent and retains the title. That's pretty much how it goes for every single one of her matches, and I'm honestly getting a bit sick of it. But either way, that was the first Saturday fight night on AEW, and we'll see what happens on Dynamite on Wednesday.